It's time to work on the spider and the boo block for a Pumpkins and Potions quilt. Today I'll be working on the spider block on page 14 and the boo block on page 13. All the material for both blocks have been backed with interfacing, and I have the batting. That's all we need for both blocks. Let's get started. I will start with the spider, and I will go to embroidery, to my USB, and the quilting bundle. This uses Halloween 10, and I need the 4x4 size. I will hit set. I will hit add and go to the USB and to the embroidery files folder, and I will scroll down and choose the spider. And hit set and hit embroidery. Now the background quilting and the spider are combined, and I need to change my hoop, and I am going to use a 5x7. So I will go to settings and I will change this to the 5x7 and hit OK. So normally I have the roll of stabilizer coming off the bottom or sometimes the top of the hoop, and I will move my design all the way up to save on stabilizer. The stabilizer that I've been using, which is this exact same roll, fits perfectly the 5x7, so I hooped it going off to the left. So I will leave it attached. I will put this down on my table and get some slack. I won't leave it like it is now, so that when it moves, nothing will get jammed up or caught. And that's how I will do the next couple blocks. Obviously, you don't have to do it this way. I just am so used to keeping either my muslin when I use it as stabilizer or stabilizer attached just to save that much more. So this is how I will run it. I wanted to mention that when I cut these with my ScanNCut, I completely forgot to enlarge them by one click. And so I was worried about this catching. It caught a little bit over here, but you can see right here that it didn't catch, which I'm okay with. I have it caught in a few places, plus I have the adhesive. But that's the reason that I like to enlarge by one click, to make it just a little bit wider so that that will catch. So that's what happens when you don't enlarge it. It will probably all work out fine, but that just helps tacking it down. Let's continue. This little spider body, remember I didn't make the one click bigger so it didn't really tack down. But you can see this outline stitch and then an inside stitch, and that raw edge of the spider body is right in the middle, which means you can see it will be covered with the satin stitch. So although obviously you don't have to enlarge the appliques, it just helps when you're trying to tack them down. I hope that makes sense. But all's well, so I'm going to finish the spider. I have another thing I wanted to show you that I don't think I've mentioned before. I use quite a bit of a spray adhesive, the temporary kind, for my batting and my fabric. And then, as well as my applique pieces, I also use that glue stick, which is a temporary adhesive for the little tiny applique. And every once in a while, I will just take an alcohol prep wipe and just wipe my needle just to make sure that I'm not getting any of that spray adhesive built up. Of course, I usually do it when I'm completely done with the block. I just wanted to mention that since I'm going to be doing some detailed stitching, I wanted just to clean that needle off. And I wanted to show, look at this little spider. I'm not sure if you can see it, but that's a little tiny spider. Cute. Now for the next block, which is the boo block, I am going to go rehoop. Remember, I have my stabilizer still attached to the left side. I will rehoop and finish that, and then we can get these cut out. For the boo block, I will select embroidery and go to my USB, and I will open the quilting bundle. This takes Halloween 11, and I need the 2x4 horizontal. So the 2x4, there's one here and one here. The horizontal will come before the vertical. So I will select that and set. Then I will go to add, back to the USB, and open the embroidery files folder and select boo and set, and then embroidery. Once you hit embroidery, these can be moved together. And because I have my stabilizer hooped with the spider block, I want to snug it up to this side just to save on stabilizer. So I am going to put it to the right. Doesn't really matter if it's centered in the block or not. If I wanted to make it center, I can go to layout, move, hit center, and then hit all the way to the right. And then I will go to OK. And I always like to hit this plus minus needle just so I see what I'm doing, and if I need to skip or go back, I'm ready to go. Let's stitch this block out. I've got my batting and the fabric placed, and so now I'm going to skip a few steps. Remember, this is totally optional, and you can run all of the steps that are listed in the directions. But I have my batting cut to size, and so I am going to skip the next step, which is the tack down of the batting. And I'm also going to skip the third step, which is the placement for the fabric. Since ours is so much larger, this is a step that's not really needed. And I am going to do the tack down of the fabric and then the quilting. I'm not sure if you can see this, but I love this boo block. You can see that this stitching is kind of a distressed look. It's not perfect, and it's not even a satin stitch. It's like a triple stitch. I love that for this Halloween quilt. And I chose to do a purple thread. I wanted to see the ghosts in the directions it calls for the off-white thread or the cream thread, which is basically the same color. And you couldn't see it, and I wanted to see these ghosts. I've been adding just a pop of purple thread every once in a while. I'm not using any purple fabrics, but I just thought it was something a little different. If you didn't want to do purple but wanted to see the quilting, I would use one of the darker beige colors or maybe even the gray, and you can see the little ghosts. This again with both of these, the stitching from the background quilting goes into our seam allowance. I am going to cut the stabilizer as close as I can get to that. Again, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't when the stitching goes into the seam allowance. So I'm going to do that and iron these and get these cut to size. Cutting the blocks to size, I am going to cut from the front so I can use the quilting that goes into the seam allowance as kind of a guide. I will line up the ruler as best I can so that there will be equal distance between the stitching that's in, or that is part of the background quilting, and the end of the ruler along all of the sides. This little boo block, I am going to use this one. Remember, I didn't use it for our last block that was 2.5 by 4.5 because it was the same color fabric as the ruler. But on this one, you can see, especially with the purple stitching, I can line this up, and I will line it so that the background quilting that goes into the seam allowance will be an equal distance to the end of the ruler on all sides. Let's finish these up.